Hi, good evening, Paquetexpress team. I'm glad to be here with you, and I like to start with a little quote that says, "There's a business quote, growth is never be mere chance. It is the result of forces working together." Well, expanding internationally requires exactly that strategy, timing, and the right market conditions. So, who am I? I give you a little introduction. Well, my name is Sergio Casales, and I work as a business consultant. And I'm here today representing a consult firm that supports Mexican companies and as they take their first steps into the global markets like you are doing right now, and that's why we are here. What brings me here is Paquetexpress. You are interested in expanding operations beyond Mexico, so particularly into the Asia Pacific region, and working with you, Paquetexpress, as client, and is especially meaningful because it represents a strong Mexican company with the competitional to compete internationally. So why are we going to see into the next minutes of these presentations? Well, we'll have a briefly analyze the business environment in Japan, and then present you guys a strategic recommendation for international expansion. Let's talk with the business in Japan. Let's start with the demographic and purchasing power. Well, Japan is well known for having a highly urbanization population and with a strong purchasing power and advanced consuming habits. Even though the population growth is limited, the demand is efficient and reliable, and high quality logistic services remain strong. The political system and support, and it is a support, this political system is a support or risk. Well, if we see it from a political standpoint, Japan offers you a highly stable and transparent institutional environment. It has very low corruption levels and strong regulatory enforcement that reduce uncertainty for foreign companies, and that's helps you to minimize risk and regularity and supports long-term planning for you having an international expansion. The economic system and relevance for Paquetexpress. Well, Japan operates under a highly developed market economy with a strong integration into global networks. So we have the legal systems and regulation that Japan's legal system is transparent, predictable, with clear regulation for foreign companies. While compliance requirements are strict, they also provide legal certainty. So by following the local regulations and partnering with a good experienced advisors, Paquetexpress can operate with reduced legal risk. So the foreign direct investment. Well, the foreign direct investment in Japan is permitted and well regulated, although fiscal incentives are limited compared for the emerging markets. Japan offers you a strong infrastructure, legal protection, and access to advanced logistic networks. And the currency and current economic, the Japanese yen has experienced fluctuations in the recent years, but for you, Paquetexpress, this creates both risk and opportunities, particularly when managing international costs and pricing strategies. So we have to have a good financial planning and currency risk management that will be essentially the workplace culture. Well, they have a good, strong emphasis on hierarchy, punctuality, precision, and long-term relationships. The employment practices, and well, making decisions and process may be lower, but once trust is established, partnerships tends to be stable and long lasting. And hiring practices and labor relationships. Well, Japan's offers you a highly skilled workplace, especially in logistic operations and technology. The labor costs you are higher than in Mexico, but the productivity and efficiency levels are also especially well higher. So this means Paquetexpress must focus on quality and specializations rather than cost-based competitions. That's why the availability of skilled employees. So the trade policy between Mexico and Japan. Well, Japan and Mexico maintain strong trade relations and through the economy and partnerships agreement. These conditions create a supportive framework for Paquetexpress international expansion. Well, we have DHL that has successful in Japan. So so I got you some strategic the recommendations to must follow. So basic on this analysis, entering the Japanese market is feasible, but it should be approached carefully. So I recommend you once you enter Japan, you have to do it through a strategic alliance with a local logistic partner. So rather than just through a direct investment. The timing and cost consideration. Well, this is the initial operation should focus on niche B2B services instead of national and wide coverage. Then that's why we have this scale of market entry, and we have to be focusing in Tokyo or Osaka, because this approach reduces risk, and also will provide you with local market knowledge. And that will be the best entry mode. So the strategic alliances and partnerships, well, these are some examples of the local logistic firms that they have in Japan. So we must consider having an alliance with one of them. So we can move into the logistic challenges and mitigations. Well, key challenges include distance and the operational costs and cultural difference, but a phase entry strategy will allow you Paquetexpress to love and adapt without overexposure. So we have been through this presentation and I give you some of my recommendations. So these are my last thoughts, the conclusions. Well, Japan represents a stable, sophisticated, and demanding market, and while entry barriers and high, and the potential benefits for Paquetexpress for you include the international creativity and a long-term growth. So having you with a strategic alliance in Japan and a focused entry approach, Paquetexpress you can successfully begin its international expansion in Japan. And this was it all. And thank you for having me.